Yo, Carplay Sky here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing something a little bit different. I have purchased a new screen for my Lexus NX200T. Comes with like a 7-inch screen. It's outdated. Built-in navigation is slow. It's not touchscreen. No Apple Carplay or Android Auto. This screen is going to enable that and a lot of other things. So this is from 4x4 Shop, based off in Canada, and this screen is going to replace my current screen. So I am super excited to have this, and we're going to set this up, remove the factory screen, and put in the aftermarket screen here. This has some really cool features in it, as well as the, like I said, ability to do wireless Apple CarPlay. Has Android Auto built in. It's touchscreen. I can use whatever navigation I want to, and it should present me a better sound quality of audio, since you guys may know that I have a pretty high-end audio system that I put together in the Lexus. So this is going to allow me to kind of get the best out of my system. So this is primarily a plug-and-play kit. They're going to give you all the wiring that you're going to need to get this connected to your system, including some RCAs here for your camera, for aftermarket radio, GPS. It retains all the factory systems, navigations, menus, whatever. It has all of that still built in. And my steering wheel controls will work as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the car. We do have to take apart parts of the glove box, a couple pieces of the dashboard, and the gearbox to get to some of the screws that hold the radio in place. So we're going to go over into the car and go ahead and get that broken down so we can get ready to install this. So we're inside the Lexus. This is the factory screen. This is the new one, and this is going to sit about the same depth away from me, but it's so much bigger. It's going to look a lot more modernized, give the car a new car feeling, because this is a 2017. So this, you guys can kind of see, if I put it kind of like this, you guys can see how much bigger this one really is. So I'm excited for that. But in order to get this installed, there are some parts we need to remove, including this cover here popped off with some clips. This piece under the starting and stop-start engine button, that piece popped out with some clips. And then down below here, this panel needs to come out too. So on the sides, these pop out with clips. This pops out with a clip. So it's actually very easy to pop the necessary panels to get them all out. So I'm going to go and pull all these panels out. That'll allow me to get to some of these screws here that release the radio. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. We have our pieces off. We haven't taken the gearbox out yet. That's my next step. But we took all the panels off that we need to access our screws and all. And there are some hexagon type screws in the corners here. There are some behind the radio here and underneath, kind of tucked in, so you're going to need some type of extender to reach those. But there are 10mm nuts that you can twist out, and that will free up the radio here. It'll free up this radio here, so the screen and the radio, and then once you've gotten the extender and reached those nuts inside, it'll allow this to free up too, and that'll give you access to all the wires in the back. Of course, we have to take this out first to access this side, so we can go ahead and get that done real quick. All right, everything that needs to be taken out is out. Gearbox, the CD player, the climate controls, all that stuff is released. And you guys can see just the difference in size between the two screens. So not as tall, but a lot wider than the two. That one's the aftermarket one. So very happy to have this here. So now what we need to do is grab our wiring harness, because this is going to have all the connections that's going to go from the head unit, I guess you can call it the head unit, or the screen, and then some of them is going to go to the wiring from our factory CD player, so that we can retain all of our factory features and then some, and our steering wheel controls, as well as the backup camera. If you have the type of NX with the 360 panoramic view, then there will be a different wiring harness for you, but mine does not have the 360 camera, just the regular backup camera. So this is the wiring harness that I need. So I'm going to plug all these things up straightforward. We'll be good. All these wires are for speaker wires, but I won't need them, and you won't either unless you want to use them. But other than that, this clip is going to plug into the radio, and so will this white one here, and then the back of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and get that wiring done. It's really straightforward. Alright guys, so we have everything set up. It is a new day. I've been using this for a day so far, and I can pretty much tell you everything about it. It's a really easy system to set up. Make sure all your connections go where they need to. You really can't plug them in the wrong way because they only fit in one slot, so they're really easy to set up to your factory radio. So this is a very nice OEM look, a lot bigger than the previous screen, the default screen, and it looks more modernized like a normal, like a 2022 or 23 Lexus has. It's much more modern compared to the 17 screen that you have in the Lexus NX, and it's a really easy screen to use. This is essentially just a giant Android tablet, and it has the ability to download apps. You guys see the Play Store, whatever. You can download YouTube, Netflix, whatever you want to. It won't stop you from doing any of that. So really nice flush integration. I really like it. So everything boots up really quickly. There is no reboot time, literally 0 seconds. You press the start button here on your car and it instantly fires on the screen. Like, I'll turn the car off right now. It's off. I'll turn the car back on. We'll click it. There we are, car's on, and boom, we're already in here getting ready to connect to Android Auto. So it's super fast every single time, no matter how long the car has been off. So that's very impressive. So there are a lot of cool features in here. You can actually switch from the Android screen back to the factory system in case you need to by pressing the home button on your screen here. It'll shoot you right back to the factory screen and everything that you can use. Touchpad works just fine. I can spin it around here and do whatever I want to. If I want to go back to the Android system, I can just tap the screen and now I'm back where I want to be. Of course, air conditioning controls there, but you can pick what you want to. Music, have a car icon there, or the clock. So there's some really cool stuff that's built inside of here. I'll go to the Android Auto screen. Of course, if you have iPhone, it'll be the Apple Carplay, but you have it built in here and it looks very good. The resolution on here is a lot better than what you get from the factory. So it even looks better even though it's bigger. I absolutely love it. There you go. You can hit some of these icons here. There's my music playing. You can enable split screens. You can have the navigation up and maybe have Netflix on the side or whatever you want to. So it's really nice. Now, when you're setting this up, you want to disconnect Bluetooth from here. You're going to use auxiliary mode from the radio itself, because this essentially just plugs up via the aux cord, and you can use this as your source for output, but this is what you're using for all of your media. And so you want to have this in aux mode so that you can still use your stereo controls, volume up and down, change a song, whatever. You can still do that and have this be the brains of everything instead. This still pretty much controls the car, but now you have a different screen with a few more features. So really nice radio on the inside. You can scroll down from the top here, get to some of your menus and scroll back up. Apologize for the glare. You can go here, press the home button. Now you're at the home button. All your apps are in here. So it's a really nice radio and sounds really good. So for anybody who's wondering if your steering wheel controls still work, they absolutely do, because you're still actually just controlling this radio. So your volume controls, they still work just fine. If I want to change the song, I'm going to press it on the steering wheel and you guys can see that it started the song over there. So I can change the song, start it over, whatever I want to do. So I'm controlling my Android Auto with that button there. You can still use your factory stuff, whatever you want to, answer calls. Now, it does not use the factory microphone, so you do have to plug up your microphone. If I can show you, there's my microphone there, hanging up there. You'll have to show or hook up the microphone that's provided so that you can still take and make calls and all that good stuff here. Messengers on here from Facebook. So, I mean, again, this is a tablet styled radio allowing you to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it is wireless. This is my phone right here. We're connected to it wirelessly. So really easy system to put together. Looks incredible, looks factory, has tons of features in it, and it retains all your factory stuff just in case you need to revert back to it. So A++. Now the last thing I want to say, I did run into a little bit of a hiccup when I was setting it up, and I didn't figure it out until late. When I went to, I'm gonna go to the home screen, the backup camera works just fine. You guys can see here, backup sensors and all that stuff works just fine. But for a while, I had an issue where I had an image that was gray and distorted. If you buy this and you have a weird backup camera problem, you can go to your apps and go to car info down here. And this will allow you to go into some hidden settings and change your camera type to find the camera type that best fits your car. Funnily enough, aftermarket rear camera is what I had to choose. Even though I'm using factory camera, I still had to choose aftermarket setting, and then it works just fine. So you may have to play with that if you have issues with your reverse camera. One thing that I really like about this radio is the DSP. So we know in our Lexus vehicles, you don't have very much control over the tone controls, but this has what looks to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks to be a pretty decent 30 band EQ right here. So you can go and really fine tune your system. They have some smart bass, balance, loudness, delay, and filter. So there's some pretty high end type of EQs you can use, parameters for your system. I'm using an aftermarket system, so this is gonna do wonders for me compared to what the factory system can do. So I have the factory system set to 0, so it's flat. There's no boost or cut on the bass, the mid, and the treble, so that I can control it here instead, getting sent to my aftermarket amplifier. So that's really nice that they did that for you. So that's gonna be it, guys. There is the 4x4 Shop 10.25-inch tablet. Pretty simple and easy to set up. Just make sure you plug your wires where they're supposed to be. It's pretty hard to mess it up because they only go in one direction, so you should be able to do this with no problem. Just make sure you know where all your panels and screws are so that you can pop them out and put them back in when you're done, so that it still looks factory at the end of the day. Android Auto and Apple Carplay is wireless, so if you're looking for something wireless like this, you have it with this tablet here. So I bought this from them for about $8.99 or $8.49, something like that. So not too bad on the price compared to a lot of other ones that I was seeing. So not a bad company to work with out of Canada. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll leave a link down below for where I bought this from. They do have it for other manufacturers like BMW and Audi and all other stuff too. So take a look on their website. You may be able to find some for your vehicle, especially for the NX. This is a 2017 NX 200T. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this tablet screen inside the Lexus. Leave me that comment down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. K-Pace Guy out. Peace.
Say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.